Okay, everybody, thank you and welcome back. We now move on to item 17, complaint under the Elected Members Code of Conduct. And I'd like to ask Dawn to say a few words, please.
Thank you, Mayor, and I am genuinely sorry that I can't be in the chamber with you today. As you know, I have contracted COVID, so I don't want to give it to anybody. This report is very self-explanatory. You will see that I am required under the Code of Conduct to place this matter before you, and that it is for Council to consider what actions, if any, that you wished to take in light of the independent investigators' report. I want to acknowledge the work that the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor have done since this report was prepared, in terms of preparing your recommendations. And finally, I just want to reflect, as a new council, when you came in, you put at the heart of what you wanted to do was to improve trust and confidence in council. And that was in relation to the community and how they saw us. But I would also say to you that our staff are part of that community as well. And improving trust and confidence across the board can only help us all deliver better. And that comes from respect and trust that we need to continue to build. So, Mr. Mayor, I hand the report to you and for you to express your position. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dawn. We now come to the Code of Conduct complaint and the findings of the investigator. Dawn and I received a complaint from Councillor Templeton in April alleging that Councillor Kewen breached the Code of Conduct in relation to his posts on Facebook, including one relating to Kaha Street's panel. We agreed that this matter was best dealt with by an independent review, and the CE appointed Andrew Green to determine whether a breach had occurred. The crux of the matter is that the post suggested staff did not act with impartiality, which the investigator found to have clearly been breached the Code of Conduct. Today we will receive the report from Mr. Green, which concludes that Councillor Kewen did breach the Code of Conduct. In accordance with the Code, Dawn, the CE, has put this full report to the full Council for consideration. It sets out the responses to any breaches of the Code. As the complainant and respondent, Councillors Kewen and Templeton have been advised by legal that they should not participate. The Council will now do two things. Firstly, we will receive the report itself and then decide how to respond to the findings. Our job today is not to decide whether a breach has occurred, but rather decide what we will do in response of this breach. This includes what we will require Councillor Kewen to do in response to this report. The report has addressed the complaint, so we are not here to do that today. We are not also here to discuss to relitigate any actions of other councillors not included in the report. The Deputy Mayor and I have worked very hard through this with the CE, through this report and its findings, and proposed a resolution which I will now move and Pauline will second. We have tried to strike a balance and be clear about what consequences there are going forward in light of the limited powers of response to any breach that the council possesses. Now that is they're on the screen behind me. On staff advice from legal, I have invited Councillor Kewen to make a short statement about the proposed response. He has decided against this, although the offer remains. But from the outset, I do want to say that my own time here on council has been a big learning curve. I know I have had to change my approach when working with staff and how I express my views. This is something I am working on and I will keep working on. And for some others around the table, the same could be true. We must remember we have concerns with process or performance. We should raise them with the Chief Executive. I know I have to do better at this as well. I'm not ignorant to the fact that I sit here today considering this report. We also need to accept round the table that we will not always get the outcome we want. We have to accept that when we come into council and when we disagree, we should explain why and not attack who we disagree with. But we must now take the outcome of this complaint as a lesson and draw a line under it as we go forward. A breach of the code is a serious matter and we must address it properly, because this is not something that we want to relitigate again, when we should be spending our time on when we have so many other significant issues to address. I want to personally say to the Democracy Services team, thank you for all your help you give me for your guidance. I could not do this job without you, and neither could anyone else sitting around this table. Now, with that, Paul and I have thought about how we could respond, and we have the following response in these resolutions, which are up above me here. So there'll be no questions, but if anyone, I was hoping there wasn't going to be any debate and I wasn't going to let any, but to be fair, I've been told that if anyone wants to debate it, they can, so feel free, anyone. Only that, and we can only debate what we're seeing on the screen. Okay? So, we have no debate. So, Celeste, please.
I just want to take the opportunity to speak because I think this is the appropriate forum for discussing issues. And the issue today is about a serious breach of the Code of Conduct. I think we all have a responsibility to hold each other to account. And the conversation today should be focused on holding each other to account by how we address the issues that are being identified in this breach. This shouldn't be directed at individuals. I think the discussion has taken an unfortunate turn in that it's been directed at individuals, and I don't think that's the purpose of the discussion today. It's about raising the bar about how we handle things going forward around this table, and actually making sure that we are here speaking about the issues that we all have to address and some significant issues we have coming to this table, and not getting distracted by sort of some of these side issues which I think are playing out on social media. So I just want to say that, you know, going forward, I just want to make sure that we hold ourselves to a higher standard, and that includes comments on social media.
Okay, so have we got anyone else wants to have any debate? Okay, with that, I'll put the motion that you see above me here. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Thank you, that is carried. Good. Thank you, everybody. So we'll now move on. We've got time for the Mayor's report? Yeah. Move on to the Mayor's report.